Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Y'all tuned to the first episode of Who's Buzzin', presented by Dappa Dan. I'm here with my guy, Yohannes, man. What's going on, man?
Man, family, I'm doing phenomenal, my guy. How you living?
Man, I'm good, man. This is all about you, man. I appreciate you taking the opportunity, for real, man. Like, you family, and I wanted to make sure this was first. You know what I'm saying? Just
word.
Just surreal, just authentic.
I'm honored to be here with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We had talked about it, you know. I want to make sure we get it done and get it done the right way with the right person. So, you know what I'm saying? Who better to talk about the album with?
Exactly, thank you, bro. And like, what we're gonna make this about is basically we're gonna get into the album for real. We're gonna get into Die Enormous, dropped on October 15th.
Streaming everywhere,
all platforms. So let's get into the first question, man. October 15th is the drop date. Why then? Why not before? Why not later? What's that about?
Word, we dropped Die Enormous on October 15th. More than anything, it kind of just felt like the right time, man. We had a lot going on around then, man. Life was just really happening in turbulent fashion. This is kind of like, I mean, I know we're not over the pandemic at all, but like kind of like right after the pandemic really was really on, really got started. We had been working on the music prior to that for a long time, like 4 or 5 years, but it was just something we was really compelled to do at the time. And like I said, had been working on, but like it had just been a lot of things that fell into place that really made sense. And we was really just trying to, we had completed all the records and we knew we wanted to get it out. So October 15th just ended up being the date.
Copy. So like in general, how long would you say it took to put this all together? You know what I'm saying? October 15th, 2021. So how long before that did it take to really get this together?
I definitely say like 4 or 5 years for sure. It's records on there ranging from like, I want to say 2015, 2016. I don't think it goes back as early as 2014. I know Itch is the oldest record on there.
Right. And Itch, you're saying is as old as Itch is about 2016.
2015, 2016. Yeah, I think it's, yeah. Forgive my memory, but I know it's around there. And yeah, like it kind of just was a life process. Like for me, I really don't try to force making music or releasing music. I really try to just come up with something that I feel like I'm gradually creating, right. So it aligns with where I'm in life, and we definitely ended up completing all 10 songs. You know what I'm saying, within those 5 years. For real.
Right. So you didn't mention the top, but I'll mention it here. It is your debut album because at first, you know what I'm saying, you have tapes out, you know what I'm saying, singles out, but this is an album.
Yeah,
officially now, because you know sometimes artists are real tricky. This is an EP. This is an
I saw
album.
that. And with the internet and everything, social media, it's a lot of different terminologies nowadays.
Right. But I want to know why name the album Die Enormous.
Word. Man, I came up with Die Enormous, but I mean it's not like I just came up with it out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? There's a Jay-Z bar. I'd rather die enormous than live dormant, you know what I'm saying? And it was really inspired by that. And like I said, just all the things I was experiencing and going through, I was really feeling like, man, I'd rather die enormous than just keep living the same way that I'm living. I gotta switch it up. I gotta go bigger, better. I gotta go bigger, go big, you know what I'm saying?
It's not even go home.
Yeah, fuck the go home, you know what I'm saying? So for real, it just made sense to keep that title and stick with that title and make sure that the music theme around that. And it felt like that for real.
Copy. So you did quickly mention earlier, there's only 10 songs. You know what I'm saying? So is there any significance to it being 10 songs, or is it like it just happened to be 10 songs? Did you chop it down? What was this process like?
In my brain, I don't really see albums right now for where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? I love albums that are longer than 10 songs. You know what I'm saying? I love albums that are shorter than 10 songs.
Right.
But right now, for where Yohannes is, I'm in a 10 song mode. I'm really liking that. I think it makes sense musically right now for how the world feels and everything. Right. And it was intentional with Die Enormous. You know what I'm saying? Die Enormous is only like 30 minutes it seems like something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the songs aren't necessarily shorter. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that like I didn't want it to feel like it was too much unintentional music there, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to feel like that at all, for real, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 10 songs, it made sense for me.
You know what I'm saying? So, you started the album off with Family Ties 4.0. You got a lot of familiar names in there, you dropped a lot of familiar names in there. You know, can you explain why you named it that, as well as why it was important to start the album off with that song in particular?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely important because if you a real fan, shout out to the real fans out there. They know about my first mixtape, Somber. I released that, and there's a song in there called Family Ties where I would like obnoxiously list my siblings' names. I wish I wouldn't have did that now. I mean, I did it with purpose, you know what I'm saying? But
it just it don't make sense now.
Yeah,
it's one of them things.
But you know what I'm saying? Family Ties 4.0 is the fourth, you know what I'm saying, creation of that song, the fourth rendition. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will never get 2 and 3, but this is 4. You know what I'm saying? And I really wanted to start the record with the album with a record that made the most sense to me. You know what I'm saying? With a record that felt very familiar, that I feel like would grow familiar on the listeners. You know what I'm saying? And Family Ties 4.0 became that, so I had to start it with that.
Gotcha. So, like, was there anything I particularly remember about writing that? Like, what space you was in?
Man, we had just came back from Skyam, you know what?
Nah, trust
no
me,
cat.
I've been on your family, so we've been on the same people.
Cat, man.
I've been on those trips.
Man, you know the vibes,
I've
bro.
been on those trips.
So we had just came back from Miami, bro, and like, man. And right before that, we had came back from California. We was in California.
So it's vibe all around.
Man. So it was just a lot going on. We was seeing a lot, doing a lot, having a lot of fun, just making a lot of moves. And like, I don't know, bro. It was a lot to even try to like explain in a couple sentences. But that song kind of just came from the times after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was a lot of fun. And then it kind of just sped up into some craziness. You know what I'm saying? And I think Family Ties 4.0 just kind of became that, and it was a way I know I wanted my listeners to engage with the album first.
Right, because you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, debut, so sometimes, you know, new people listening to it, and
facts.
you felt real comfortable with just Family Ties being that one.
Facts, for sure.
But, so we're going to move on down the album, we're going to go straight through, just to let you know.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Next on the album is Jerry Rice. A song that, you know what I'm saying, us fans, I'm concluding myself with fans, have for a little bit before the album dropped. And, you know, it's actually a couple of the ones that we have before the release. And was the goal of this song to, like, you know, be a rollout of some sort, set the tone before the album dropped? What was the goal of, you know, all those singles, including Jerry Rice, that got out before the album?
Like, keeping the stat, we didn't really have some elaborate rollout or even really a structured rollout. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for me, this is like one of my more lifetime albums. I feel like this is really just kind of me experimenting and throwing music out there for the fans that I felt like was impactful enough. And at the time, we released this record. Mooch kind of, my engineer mixed by Mooch. Shout out to Mooch. One of the best engineers in the motherfucking game. The best engineer in the motherfucking game. You know the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Play it up. He had pushed me to release it because we had entered the song into a contest where like, I think it was Young Guru had said, and mixed by Ali had said like, yo, this is fire, it's radio ready, it's industry ready. You know what I'm saying? I was already confident in this, so we just put it out for the people. You know what I'm saying? But again, those were just experiences that we were having that I felt like was just life happened, and we like, yo, let's get this music out.
Right. So since we're on Jerry Rice particularly, the second verse on there, to me, is the standout verse of the song.
Right.
People can feel differently, that's how I feel. Right. Nothing against the first verse, obviously. But, you know what I'm saying, with that being said, what can you tell me about like that, what that was? Like, you know what I'm saying, your voice changes a little bit in there, the intensity's a little different, you know what I'm saying, the urgency. You know what I'm saying? So what went into writing that, or did you even write it? Or did you just go and move from later?
I will not cap. I think I wrote it. I don't 100% remember. But I do remember that verse, and I do know that verse is really just about evoking a feeling that is letting the listener know, like, be mindful of your decisions, you know what I'm saying, and the things you're involving yourself in with. You know what I mean? Jerry Rice is a song about being involved in a good run that lasted a long time, but eventually that run came to an end, you know what I mean? And that verse is really, really about that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just because your chest cold don't mean you should buy it, dog, you know what I'm saying? You dig?
I get that 100%, I fuck with that. Yeah. So, next up on the album, Inquire. I like the placement personally on where Inquire is on the album because I feel like...
Can you not? I think everybody love where that John is.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying like... Because I think it's like more specifically though, like I feel like prior to it, it's a few melodies on there prior to it, nothing crazy. But then you Inquire as a whole, like I feel like a melodic bag. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? So was that purposely done in the sequencing of the project? Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I think Inquire is a powerful record. It's one of the first records I cut with Mixed by Mooch in studio. And I think it was just the power all the way around. So I definitely had to just move with that joint and get it on the album early so the people know we coming with that music feel. You know what I'm saying?
The chorus goes, "You want it all, come and cry for me, babe." So what did you intend for that people to take that to mean? You know what I'm saying?
I was.
Or settle or something.
Man, like I said, I think INQUIRE. I think I was writing it prior to recording it, but for the most part, INQUIRE is really like off the dome energies.
Right, so that's one of those ones.
Yeah, we had got some new equipment. Me and Marlon. Yeah. Me and Marlon, we hadn't really had the opportunity to record together so much prior. I always send a lot of my music to Mix by Moose just because we be moving around so much, doing so many things. It's really just like but
not in the same place like that.
Yeah, but we was really in the same place with COVID, not even on cap. And INQUIRE was one of the babies that came from that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was crazy.
You gotta make your quarantine productive. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that joint was crazy. Like, I think writing it was really just about like letting, a lady friend know or somebody I'm interested in know, like, my lifestyle is not always the easiest, and if you want it all, you gotta inquire for it all.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
You dig?
Got you. So following that song, we got Living Room. Now, Living Room to me is one of the most interesting songs on there.
Word.
Like, because for starters, there's one feature on this album, and it's that song.
Yeah, shout out to Ronnie LUXE.
First of all, she kills that.
Yeah,
she absolutely kills that.
That feature is insane.
Absolutely kills that. Secondly,
wildly talented voice.
The very distinct voice, and
just beautiful voice.
She'll go far.
That joint is crazy.
She go as far as she wants to with that voice. But secondly, it caters to a new rug. Like, is that what you're talking about in that song?
Yeah. We I'm not even gonna lie. There was a new rug around in life. There was a couple new rugs.
Like physical,
new rugs in the crib.
Not even slang,
new rugs, and you know what I'm saying, it's just a part of growing up. I'm only 27, but in your 20s, a lot of your friends is getting their new cribs, getting their own spots, rooming up together, whatever the case may be. And it was just a lot of new rugs around, and it was the inspiration for the record. And I kind of just laid the couple bars, wrote them out. Definitely wrote those out, and then Ronnie LUXE just took it to the moon.
Yeah, she carried that to the moon. You know what I'm saying? So after Living Room, we got Margiela Chainlink. Now Margiela Chainlink, in my opinion, I think that's like,
Not fan no name Margiela Chainlink, right here, Margiela. You know what I'm saying?
Like, to me, like, how Apple Music put the star next to the. I'm pretty sure there's a star next to it.
It's gotta be.
You probably gotta be. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Need a couple.
For sure, right?
They need to come up with a system or a service that lets you get a couple stars next to a song.
Basically, almost rate the song.
You did. Yeah. Margiela Chainlink means 3 stars next to Apple Music.
Let's get that done.
You know what I'm saying? We need that.
But to keep it going, it's definitely a complete 180 from Living Room for sure.
Okay.
So I have to ask again, like, how intentional was this when you were sequencing the song?
Word. Definitely intentional. From Living Room to Margiela Chainlink, though, it's definitely a flip. It's like a different sauce, but I think at the same time it's like sour and sweet.
Because it's the same. I think the vibes on the album are always high. I don't think it drops. I think the vibe just changes.
Yeah.
But it's never a sour, like you said. It's
right.
never. It's not even when you use sweet and sour. It's just never. It's just never bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a good vibe all around.
People gotta understand, Living Room and Margiela Chainlink was recorded in Richmond, Virginia. Sometimes you drive into Richmond, you go through the clouds, the rain, the thunder, and you drive right out that shit and you be clean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the vibe might change, but you gotta just trust that you're on the right lane. You know what I'm saying? You're going the right way type shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like that's how that transition feels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you said, it's not a bad change in vibe. It's the right change in vibe.
That's the perfect way to put that. I like the way you put that. Yeah. But keeping it on Margiela Chainlink, we just discussed it's probably a crowd favorite for sure.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Now, when you recorded it, did you feel like that was the one?
Of course.
So it didn't take you a surprise?
Of course. No, absolutely not.
Nothing about that was...
Man, FK47 had said that beat a minute ago. So I was sitting on that beat for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just felt the way he had, you know what I'm saying? He had that joint kind of just coming through a different way. And I felt like that was hit potential. So I just brought what it needed. For real.
Got you. Yeah. So following up that song, we got the title track next, Yohannes.
Right.
When I personally listen to the song, I feel like a sense of extra urgency and intensity in your voice.
Yeah.
So why is that? And what was it like writing the song, knowing that it was the song titled after the album? Take your time.
as much as like I don't like to play with death or really talk about that too much because I don't want to call it upon my life.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Or anyone else's for that matter. But I think also like I had to find a way to really bring the feeling of the concept to life when it came down to Die Enormous, the record. I knew I was gonna make that song. I knew I was gonna make that record the theme of the record, and I knew I wanted it to kind of intertwine and work together.
Right.
So I was really just trying to make it sound a little more urgent and angry, and I wanted that feeling that I felt when I was writing some of that stuff to really be felt on the record, and it came across the right way. I think it was a lot of shit that we was going through. Everybody was feeling in their bones and in their body with COVID and a lot of that. That's a dead. We was right in the middle of COVID-19, like right at the start of COVID-19. Excuse me, when that record was made. So I just think that urgency or just that fear a lot of us was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not even fear. I wouldn't even call it fear, but just that edge, that anxiousness, that edge. Really, you know what I'm saying? I think I was really trying to convey that there, and it came across crazy.
Gotcha. So like, was there? My fault. You don't cut that. So we gonna move further down the album. Got another 180 in my opinion. Another turnaround of vibes like we just discussed. Passes Itself. This song I'd say had a lot. I mean, obviously the song prior, Die Enormous, so it's not a complete 180, but definitely in terms of beat selection maybe different. But like it had a lot of introspective moments within this song. So there's a lot of vulnerability in here. You know, you talk about your grandmother passing in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So what about the beat and just everything that was going on that led this song to become the piece that it became?
I think it's like you said. I think it's the music, the beat, the music, the production in there really kind of made me take that route. And I think the greatest artists, the best artists, give you the opportunity to really get close to them and feel like you inside their world. I think it's a real vulnerable thing to do, and I just took that opportunity. It's hard to get out once you do it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to really like be like, I'm gonna put this song out. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be a little nervous about how you might feel and shit like that. But I think it was a good testament to my existence. I think it was good to open up. I think people received it well, and I think people danced to some shit that is kind of personal, fucked up. Personal.
I mean, but that's like this kind of happens all the time.
But I love it when it does. I'm gonna keep it a stat.
Nah, for sure. I mean, like it look good on you, duality.
You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you can't have the good without the bad.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But we finally got to Itch. Itch follows, passes itself. Itch is my personal favorite on the album. I know everybody loves Margiela Chain Link.
Why?
But for me, Itch, just first of all, like your cadence, your voice on that specific song, it just came through for me. Like for my ears, for what I like to hear, like that crescendo and decrescendo of like, and I itch.
Like a bug,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? And then you get through the rest of the ride, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just for me as a fan of the song personally, what was that session like from choosing the beat to the topic? How'd you go about putting together that particular track?
Man.
Let's get some fun facts if you got
Yo, shout out to my dog JAISOUN. He made that beat, a good friend of mine. And he was just, to be honest, I think he was just dabbling around and sent me that joint. It's just one of my favorite verses on the album. You know what I'm saying? It might not be my favorite song, but it's definitely one of the
That's big to say.
You know what I'm saying? It possesses my favorite verses.
So favorite song, Margiela Chain Link, favorite verses is on Itch.
For sure. And I think my favorite feeling on the whole album we'll get to.
Okay. We didn't even get there yet.
Yeah, we didn't even get there yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that joint is just like it kind of feels victorious, but progressive at the same time. Like Itch feels like, man, I'm really out here still trying to get this shit, but like, yo, y'all know what the fuck is going on. like you know my body. Like, come on, like I'm about this rap shit, I do this shit. And I feel like it's just it's that feeling is felt, and I'm talking about it in such an intimate way. I think that it comes across like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like
I think I was talking about the Raptors and the jerseys and the Raptors and shit like that on that joint. Like, man, I just like that joint, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, and I think anybody that like I can say this about your overall album. I feel like before you even finish the whole track selection, it's definitely an album for music lovers. I think.
Word. That's fine. I like that.
We spoke about, you know,
like
what I'm saying, how the songs range from as early as maybe 2015 to you know, I think we might reach something that's current, like 2021. from 2021 on there. So we gotta, you know what I'm saying, I really gotta give it up to you for making an album that I think anybody that enjoys music should enjoy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Word.
you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you go and look for a certain, you know, you look for a specific drill sound, specific something, then you might miss out. But if you really skip on it because of that, then you really gonna miss out on, you know what I'm saying, a true definition of some good music.
And shout out to the drill artists too. It's a little bit of drill feels on there too.
No,
man.
for
Shout
sure.
out to Johnny Benjamin.
For sure. Like I said, it's not missing that feeling, but
right,
you know what I'm saying, that extra drill, that's not what's on there. But it has definitely that pump up vibe on there for sure.
Right.
Which is what you need.
I'm all about a palette. I think it should feel like you said, like music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with the mixing too. Like Mooch know how to blend that shit. You know what I'm saying? The album should taste like a good smoothie you had on that 11 a.m. on a weekday. You've been progressive on Tuesday and motherfucking Monday, Wednesday came, you got a real good smoothie. That's how the shit should feel.
It should feel like it saved your week, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I need that again next week.
Exactly, like
matter of fact, I need that again tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you work tomorrow, like, I need you to make that same.
You know what I'm saying?
That kind of vibe.
Come back. You know what I mean?
But moving down the album, next up we got Black John Wick.
Word.
So that's an interesting song, name choice. For me specifically, it's a pretty interesting song choice name because John Wick is like such an action dude, but the production on it is kind of more laid back, a little more smooth. Right. You know what I'm saying? So can you explain why the juxtaposition exists between the name of the song as opposed to the way the production goes?
I mean, it's kind of hard to just kind of answer that straight through because everybody hear music different, you know what I'm saying? For me, the Black John Wick production is extremely thematic, you know what I'm saying? It's very action-oriented to me, you know what I mean? It feels like one of those moments where, you know, you gotta remember Black John Wick might have moments where John Wick got moments where he going through the club shooting up 100 people.
1,000%.
But there's moments where he's reflecting.
True.
You know what I'm saying, in the movie. And he like, damn, why the fuck they touch my dog? Why they touch my car? Why they trying to touch my girl? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of the thought process behind the record. You know what I mean? Don't touch my dogs, don't touch my girl, don't touch my whip. You know, so it's like, man, I just finished handling all the missions. I'm driving off.
So
this
is why that's,
you know,
just to sum it up, it's Black John Wick because this is the reflective part.
You did.
Because now you see, now I get that 1,000% when you put that together.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That I get that 1,000%.
And the crazy thing is, I'll give you another fun fact. The producer, shout out to Ronnie Chop, very talented gentleman. You know what I'm saying? The producer wasn't really rocking with that joint either. I think he heard something different prior to me putting what I put on there, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think people just hear music differently, and I think I still was able to make the best decision for John Normus with Black John Wick.
For sure. And I mean, did he personally tell you that, or like how did you even receive that news?
Mixed by Mooch.
Okay, cool. So,
which is cool. I don't mind if they tell me. I prefer anybody I work with to just be upfront with.
No, for sure. And I mean, I don't think it's a bad song. So like you said, you made the right choice. Right. Sometimes business just don't align. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get to the last track on the album. Another fan favorite too, by the way.
Yeah, we got a lot of fan favorites on there for sure.
I mean, it's a great album. It should have a lot of them. But ABC's ends the project.
Man. Can somebody play ABC's real quick? No. I'll play. ABC's is just crazy.
So, what about this song gave you the confidence to end the project with it? Because you know what I'm talking about? It's a song number 10, ain't no bonus track. Right. It ain't at 10. So what gave you the confidence?
Man.
And also, why is it named ABC? Just
Word. Man, shout out to my bro. You know what I'm saying? He lived forever. Big Bezo. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Big Sizzler vibes. You know what I mean? He definitely gave me the confidence to write that song. You know, I definitely wanted to close out the album mentioning him and just kind of just thinking about him and giving an ode to him. You know what I mean? That's the real Jerry Rice, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I really was just trying to really just come up with that feeling or evoke that feeling or remind cats of that feeling that I feel like he would give me. You know what I mean? He was one of the few people that really believed in me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like that was Bezo for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like no cap. Like I could vouch for days when I had old songs, Super G. You know what I'm saying? He'd try to be having that shit ringing in the club. That was his shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the days I'm recording at 3 a.m. and he on the floor. Damn, that's sweet as a man. And then go back to sleep, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. So like, So you know, no cap either. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just like, you know, you learn certain things from people that's real simple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From different walks of life. So that's why the record is called ABCs. You know what I'm saying? So
I like to play on, not even words, play on letters.
Yeah. So like that's really what it's all about. And yeah, man. Shout out to my bro, man. Live forever, man. You know the vibes. You know what I'm saying?
So we reached the end of the album, so I just want to get into a little bit of extra questions just about it, just to wrap it up, you know what I'm saying? So first thing I want to ask is, like, during the recording process, like, how involved is outside people into the pot that is the music? You know what I'm saying? It's like, did you have anybody that kind of was giving you like an A&R vibe? You know what I'm saying? You know, producers produce, or was it really just you saying, hey, I played that back, nah, I don't like that second verse, let me play that again, you know what I'm saying? So what really was the process of production for you as far as who was involved?
I think for me, I'm pretty private, even during the recording process. But I try to engage with people and invite people in that I think, that I appreciate something that they bring to the table, or I value something in them. And a lot of times I like to just bring my people around too, because I heard Andre 3000 put it a real good way one time in the interview. He was like, rappers aren't really like just rappers. It's not just the it is the Yohannes show, don't get me wrong, tune the fucking, but you know what I'm saying? At the same time, like, rappers are a compilation of everyone around them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, you know what I'm saying, Big Don Sinclair in the building, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he been around, you know what I'm saying? And I soak up a lot of game from my guy just because he's from a foreign place, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with it, I love it, you know what I mean? I think those are the things that we should embrace about life, you know what I'm saying? And even me being in New York, you know what I'm saying? I'm around a bunch of real Brooklynites, you know what I mean? I'm around a bunch of New Yorkers. Shout out to all my Harlem guys, shout out to all my Queens, you know what I'm saying? All my niggas in Queens get money, you dug, you know what I'm saying? So I think you just gotta soak up what's around you sometimes, what's best for you, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's how I view the production process, you know what I'm saying? A sponge don't need to be in the water all the time to soak up game. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know what I mean? I can't remember who I got that from. It's some old head. I want to say it's T-Lo, not even on cap. I want to say, and he not an old head, but
just
you know,
somebody wise.
OG knowledge. Just somebody wise, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to T-Lo. You know what I mean? Always told me Whitney Houston was a good artist who will always say a good artist knows how to listen. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to listen to the people that I care about around me. Definitely played it for my homegirls, a lot of my homies, a lot of my brothers and sisters for sure. Just trying to catch a vibe, see how they feel about it. You know what I mean? But I definitely get feedback from my producers too. Engineer, of course, Mooch is always hands on, giving me his opinion. I think I bug Mooch too much. He's gonna have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I want more cohesiveness. I'm from Michigan. I believe in the biggest and best black conglomerate in music ever. Motown. You know what I'm saying? I want to be more cohesive and more just more involved with people in their music process, so that I can have some of that rub off on mine a little bit more, so I can get better, grow and make more creative and enjoyable music for people.
Because I feel like
art for people.
I feel like even the artists that, you know, seem like to be these loner dudes, I feel like they be soaking up so much other stuff. I feel like Kendrick Lamar.
But what is a true loner doing? A true loner is going place to place, seeing what's going on in other people's lives usually.
More than likely, they're just traveling their own path.
You know what I'm saying?
They just don't follow that traditional route, which I could respect. You got a Kendrick Lamar, you got a Frank Ocean, top tier artists that put out great music but are not on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow a traditional route. And you know what I'm saying? It shows in the music how much they can soak up from everywhere and the influences that sound in their music.
Right.
For sure. But moving on to the next question I had, it's a 10-track project. And as I mentioned, we had songs that were out before that were on the album. But there's one that I can say didn't make the album, which is Alpha David. Right. So what happened to Alpha David? How did that get lost in the mix?
That's that
it's
question.
A powerful song.
I like that question. Shout out to Mike Hector. A crazy song. That's a part of an album that I was gonna put out prior to Dynamics, but I ended up scratching. But not necessarily really scratching. I'm gonna be repackaging a lot of that music to give out and sell with some of the gear I got on the way. You know what I mean? I've been working day and night, relentlessly on Honey Denim. Big Honey Denim vibes, you know what I'm saying? HoneyDenim.co coming soon.
Sure.
Really just trying to make sure it makes the most sense I could possibly make it make, and I'm gonna make sure people get some music with that.
For sure. So it's not even it's just repurposed. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, you know, we recycle, repurpose. I like the term you just used. Yeah, for sure.
So as far as videography, you put out some quality videos. You know, INQUIRE got a song and some video.
Yeah.
And Margiela got one. So are there any more songs you think you want on this album specifically that you want to make a video for? Can you name them?
I won't name them, but I'm not gonna do it like that. I'll name one. I definitely want to do a video for Black John.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe ABCs, if not both of them.
Okay.
But I'm still working on a lot of things. I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about it. I'll be really trying to make sure my joints, like I said, hit the right way, like the songs do. Hit better, because the song's done. Now I gotta bring it to life.
Right, the visual.
You know what I'm saying? So soon. You know what I mean? For sure. For sure.
All right, so
visuals on the way for sure.
So moving on from that, I just want to ask one overall question. Do you feel like this accurately represents you? Like, I mean, it's been out since October. We're now in January. With the time you've had to sit with it, the time you've had to ingest people's reactions, things of that nature, would you say this properly represents Yohannes as an artist, at least at the time you made it and when you put it out?
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I think my essence is all over Ginormous. I think everything I really feel is in Ginormous. There's certain things I'm still waiting on to bring forth to the people about Ginormous, and that is a part of Ginormous. And I think these 10 songs accurately, definitely express who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm just excited for people to have it and people to like it the way they do. You know what I mean? And the way we was able to convey it and give it to people on a really, from my perspective, a really flavorful level. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to up the ante and show them how good Ginormous is still. And we still only a couple of months away from the release.
Facts. So my last question, I know I said I was going to be the last one.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Ask away, my guy.
So, the first video you posted on your YouTube page goes back 8 years ago.
Wow.
So, if 8 years ago Yohannes could somehow talk to Yohannes today, what does that conversation sound like?
Man, youngin', shit, go crazier, nigga, and stick to your guns. Don't let nobody tell you you're not the one.
And that's older talking to younger. Right?
That's older talking to younger. And if the younger was talking to the older one, shit, I'd probably say the exact same thing. Don't let nobody tell you you're not the one. You know what I'm saying?
It's safe to say not much changed. Just like we just still hungry. We still driving.
Yeah, we just trying to make sure we give it to the people the right way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot changed. It's a lot more wisdom and a lot more love. So I mean, it's only going to be more plentiful and in abundance for the fans.
Right. All right, so you know what I'm saying? I've reached the end of all my questions. First and foremost, I want to thank you for joining me for my first, this is the inaugural episode.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Got it done the right way, you know what I'm saying?
Episode, you know what I'm saying? But I want to give you the opportunity to look into either one of those cameras and let them
come
know.
On, y'all know what time it is. It's the kid Yohannes. We outside, everything, all that good. Nah, I'm playing. Nah, Yohannes, y'all can find everything at yohannesmusic.com. Ginormous is out everywhere right now. And make sure y'all follow Honey Denim on Instagram. And y'all got that website bookmarked, hondem.co. Y'all gonna have it bookmarked soon anyway. More music, more visuals, all that on the way. Yo, let them know where they can follow you too, bro.
I mean, this is on my page, so they already found it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big Dappa Dan vibes.
Big Dappa Dan vibes. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what I hear.
You know
so shout out to y'all if you made it to the end of the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we out of here. Peace.
Ain't shit.